In this segment, I wanted to discuss what is called the illusion of legato. There's two of my students working on two different pieces that require the player to create a legato where literally when you look at the music, it is not really possible to get legato. Now I'm going to talk about Fur Elise and the stormy section, I call it, the tremolo section. I'm looking at the right hand that suddenly has chords with a melodic thread at the top of the chord that's taking the player through various phrases with crescendos and swells and decrescendos. Now, if you don't have the pedal down, and we're not going to say that the pedal can be the saving grace rescuer of legato, the pedal really can't play the legato, but the pedal can enhance a legato that is created with the fingers, with some compromises made that help you get this seamless legato. Now, this would be the stormy section right hand without the pedal, but with various strategies to create, quote, the illusion of legato. Now, first you have this chord, and the melodic note to start as a C sharp. Now, he wants legato, but when you go to the next chord, the only way you can do it is by letting go of the 2-1 and using the 4-3 to connect to the 5-2-1. Now, when the pedal will be added, it will hold down the notes that you lifted off in the interests of creating the legato above. So that's what the student has to learn to do this. Now here, the student is going to let go, not right away, but at the very end of the note value of the quarter, to go across this little scissor motion. So you can see what I did. Here, there's no compromise because you have to lift anyway. But here, what you can do is either slide that way, which is probably the best thing to do, is to do the slide. Now, actually what's really happening is the thumb is still cheating a little bit, like a hairbreadth, so the 5-3 can go to the 4-2. And again, if there's a slight lift of the thumb, the pedal will take care of that. So you can already see that this isn't going to create the illusion of legato by the way you use the fingers that can connect across like this. Now here you have parallel 6. Now here I actually use a fingering where I actually lift. I lift here. So, you know, that's not going to give me a seamless legato, but here I cheat on the thumb. Now I'm using the pedal, but I shouldn't. You can see what I'm doing. And here I have to lift because I have two of the same notes that came before. Now here, technically speaking, the best fingering for this is 5-2, 4-1. And here's where you cheat. But my student, I'm allowing the student to do this, all ones. Still can get the illusion of legato, but technically speaking, this is better. You can see why. Okay, now if I add the pedal, and I probably just did, even I didn't do the pedal here, you can see I get a pretty good legato until I get here, and I got to cheat on the thumb there. Now if we add in the pedal will fill in for the notes that I lifted so that the fingers above could create literally a legato. So now I would use the pedal. Pedal still down. It's holding those two notes down for me, and then pedal up, down. That's a legato pedal. Pedal still down, holding up. Now that I would probably pedal again because it could get very blurry. Now here's where now if you really wanted a legato, you'd probably do this. That would help. And with this student, I'm kind of teaching him basically to do this. But if it were me, I would probably go across like this. See? Here I have to cheat. The pedal holds the notes that I cheat on, so to speak. Here I'm cheating, but the pedal held down my thumb for me. So that's called the illusion of legato, basically. You get the legato one way or the other. Now this is tricky here. I use 4 going to 5, 1. So I cheated on my thumb again. Now technically speaking, I would come over like this, and then let go of 2, and then use 5 as my connector to 4, 2, 1. Now I have to lift here. Here I'd use 4 to connect to 3. You can see in here I have the same chord, but I'm finger switching. And I usually connect this to this. And then. So this is a tricky place. Here's an overhead of what I did to get the seamless legato by using various devices to leave certain notes in order to gain the upper seamless note-to-note sound. So here we start out with this diminished chord, which is very spooky. And that's really resolving to this, but it's getting bigger slightly. And you're going across, 5 is held, so you can go across it. Arrival, another diminished chord. Slide back to A minor. Now this I would stay big, and this I would lift. Connect the upper fingers. And then here, technically the best fingering would be 5-2. You can actually create that seamless legato with your fingers, except here you have to cheat on your thumb. Now here starts off again. 4-3 connects to 5-2-1. Go across your 5, that's your pivot finger. 4-5-5. Arrive here. That would be the 6th chord of D minor. And then you'd have this. Now technically speaking, the best fingering would be 4 connects to 5. Actually here, your thumb is your connector finger. So if you use this fingering. You have to lift here. Here I'd use 4 to connect to 3, 2, 1. Here I have to lift. It's the same chord, but it's a finger switch. 4 I would connect to 5. We're back in A minor. So my students, I'm having him do this to make it easier. I'm letting him do 5-1, 4-1. 3-2-1. You have to really extend your fingers there longer, and then nothing. You have to be aware too of the harmonic rhythm. Diminished chords kind of resolve to the chords they resolve to by half step. But nonetheless, there's a gradual crescendo. Now, if you add this left hand, and you use the pedal now, and we're going really slow. Very mysteriously, suspensefully. So go across. Big. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, and here's where I'd use the preferred 5-2, connect 5 to 4-1, 3-1. This is all behind tempo. 4-3 goes to 5-2-1, 5 goes to 4-2. Now the other fingering here could be instead of 5-1, 5-2, 4-2-1, you can do still have the connector here, and then 4-1, 3-2-1, to one. So you have to extend those fingers. You want to get that upper voice. That's another thing. The voicing has to be the upstairs, the topmost voice. So that's another thing. I wanted to add something to this video where you could even get more of a legato with a different fingering. And I'm talking about right here, where you do this, the parallel 6. Technically speaking, you could go 4-5. A real quick switch. So you're really getting this. Yeah, and that can be done instead of ta-da, which you're making a break there. You can do this. Go to 4 on top, switch to 5 immediately. Of course, it's much easier to do that when you're playing slowly, but even in tempo, you can get that slip in 4-5 like this. 5, 4-5, 4, 3. See? So you don't get the gasp or the break between this. As if you get the full legato. If you did just the top voice, you'd go 4-5, slip into that.